Most people define discipline through high energy spikes, early alarms, intense grinds, and the constant need for a push. But that relies entirely on motivation, which this graph shows is a volatile and rapidly depleting resource. When you rely on that spike, your progress is tied to how you feel. On the days you're tired or the results aren't showing, that strategy provides zero support. To find a more reliable system, consider a historical kingdom where a king tested a character of his top 3 ministers. He wasn't looking for who could work the hardest under his gaze, but who functioned best without it. The king commissioned a massive new road and tasked his hardworking, intelligent, and disciplined ministers to conduct a final inspection. Unbeknownst to them, he had a hidden objective. He placed a valuable emerald somewhere along the route to see who would actually find it. The king knew the most valuable form of discipline isn't what we see on the surface. He wanted to see what his ministers would do when they believed no one was watching. The hard-working minister went first. He walked the entire road in the heat, spotted a pile of boulders and trash, and noted the problem. He returned exhausted, proud of his effort, but he hadn't actually improved the road. The intelligent minister optimized the task. He took a chariot to save time, identified 2 separate piles of debris, and felt superior for catching what the first man missed. Yet he also speeds past the mess to file his report. Both men fell into the same trap. They used their strengths, stamina, and observation to identify a problem, but neither felt it was their job to solve it. Their status became their barrier. Ego convinced them that manual labor was beneath their rank, and a lack of ownership convinced them that the road's condition was someone else's responsibility. Identifying a flaw does nothing for the system. Without corrective action, even the most accurate observation is just an excuse wrapped in a status update. Then came Damon, the 3rd minister. He took hours longer to return because he wasn't just inspecting the road, he was applying a specific internal framework. First, he discarded his ego. Despite his high rank and fine clothes, Damon steps into the dirt the moment he sees an obstacle. He then applied self-command. He was just as exhausted as the first minister, but he forced his body to initiate the work instead of waiting. This is the unsupervised framework. First, he absorbs ownership, deciding any obstacle is his personal responsibility. Second, he acts without waiting for a supervisor, executing a solution the moment it's identified. Finally, he prioritizes and delegates, organizing guards to clear the heaviest boulders. By systematically clearing the mess that everyone else ignored, Damon discovered the emerald the king had hidden beneath the very last boulder. Value is rarely found on the surface. It is hidden behind the manual, unglamorous work that most people believe is beneath them. The king expected the first 2 ministers to fail. He knew that without a direct order, most people will default to excuses, citing a lack of tools or claiming the task wasn't in their job description. He rewarded Damon because a disciplined mind requires no supervision to take corrective action. It operates on an internal compass rather than an external clock. This expansion represents a counterintuitive reality. The more structure you impose on your actions, the more options you actually have. The emerald was a built-in consequence of Damon's process. While a rigid routine can feel like a cage, it produces the health, financial stability, and reclaimed time that allow you to choose your own path. In a world of observers, the person who clears the road is the only one who finds what's hidden beneath it. Most people spend their lives reporting on obstacles. The few who succeed are those who take ownership of the solution. When you stop waiting for permission to fix the systems around you, you stop being a passenger in your own life.